Georgia, the whole day through. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. I said, Georgia, Georgia, a song of you comes as sweet and clear.
Good afternoon, everybody. Okay. Good afternoon. This meeting or workshop, as it was reported, was called for the purpose of an executive of a personnel section. In order to do that, we will have to go into executive session.
We're going to executive session for purpose of personnel. Second.
The properly moved and seconded that we go into executive session for the purpose of personnel.
Is there a question or something that can happen?
I'm calling on a question. Is there a question on the motion?
Can I do a question? I need some help with all of this.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yeah, go right ahead.
What does that mean? I can say something at the table?
Yeah.
Sure.
There's a motion on the floor.
Motion. If you have a question on the motion.
As I've invited my former alderman and pastor of the district, some other folks here today for some particular reasons. So I don't want them to leave out of here without them having to say or speak what they want to say. So in the mix of all of what we're doing right here and getting them out of here according to what we do for executive session.
Yes, it's enough for executive session. I would hope that once we come out of the executive session, because we do have people that are here today that would like to talk, but I do think that this council needs to talk first in executive session, and we will welcome the public to come back into the meeting.
If I could, as I understand it, the way it works is with executive session, that's the way for anybody in any group, in the organization, Congress, legislature, council, to discuss things private away from the public. There are obviously very few type of areas that are appropriate for that. Personnel, purchase of lands, negotiation of contracts, that sort of thing, where things have to be discussed outside of public view, but no official action can be taken, no official decisions can be made during that time. But it allows us to have freedom to exchange ideas among ourselves. I think that's the reason for the procedure is we're simply going to go into executive session as soon as that passes. We'll discuss whether business will.
I don't know whether to ask Mayor Rochelle, how long do we anticipate this executive session to be?
I'm sorry, I'm asking.
Not that long, it's really to give information. John.
Madam Mayor, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I respectfully ask that this executive session about the city.
Yes, it is.
Now,
Yes.
and with that being said, there are some elders who have come in from the community who can't sit for so long, and just from the history of my 9.5 months being on council, some of our executive sessions can run for some hours.
That's why I asked the question.
So I don't know if it's appropriate at this time. I don't want to pass a motion at this time.
Minutes for anyone that wants to talk, to say whatever they like, and then we will go into executive session, and that should take care of that.
Well, Madam Mayor, I think the discussion with the public is preemptive without actually establishing the reasons for which we are getting together to talk in executive session. I mean, I think it's, the
reality is that we haven't talked.
Okay.
So, you know, to talk about something that we're not sure what the outcome is and what we're discussing, I just think it's a little premature at this point.
Mary?
Yeah, I'd like to pass another motion that we limit the executive session to no longer than 20 minutes.
Okay.
Is that suitable for y'all to stay for that length of time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Me and y'all go.
So I call the question.
We have, we did not get a second on your motion, Mary, for lack of a second. Then we have to go ahead and take the original motion on the floor.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'm not the greatest on parliamentary procedure, but when we pass that motion, we not offer another motion that we limit the time?
Oh, yeah. No. You asked that if we limit the motion on the floor.
Is to have a go into executive session.
Right,
Okay, you can pass that motion.
right.
And I'm saying to you, Tommy, shake your hand.
It doesn't matter.
No, I think we have two different things on the floor.
Exactly. And my
let me-
motion is, after you
I'm going to
pass this
ask, I need to ask one thing from the people that are in the room. If you refrain from talking and let us, you know, try and get through this, and we will get through this. We have a motion on the floor that we go into executive session, and it has been seconded. We have a statement here from Alderman Shabazz that the people that are in attendance at the meeting be given permission to speak whatever they may want to say. Am I correct?
Yes.
We have a statement here from Alderman Johnson saying that it's, you know, it's premature for us to do that. Then we have a substitute motion.
It's not really a substitute motion, Madam Mayor. I
Okay.
realize that discussing personnel matters, that we have to go into executive session. I've been
Right.
around it long enough to know that. My question is, and I don't know, Brooks needs to answer this, is that once we pass that motion, I'd like to place a motion on the floor because it has been brought to the attention of everybody that sometimes we stay in executive session an excessively long time.
Okay.
And so I ask that after you pass this motion, can we pass another motion to limit our executive session to 20 minutes, no longer than 20 minutes? Because I think we all.
Well, it's proper for us to have another motion on the floor, but hold on.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Mary is suggesting that after we either pass or not pass the present motion on the floor, that another motion be put on the floor to limit the time of the meeting. It could be done one of two ways. It could be done as a substitute motion, or it can be done if the original presenter of the motion accepted as a part of their original motion. All right, hold on. Let me hear this. Who made the original motion? You call for the question, and I want to make sure we get everybody heard in this room. Okay, let me hear from you, Tom, and you, Estella, because your suggestion is still on the floor. I haven't forgotten about it. Okay.
I don't pretend to be an expert on parliamentary procedure, I have dealt with it some. Usually, I think the usual rule would be that the larger motion would be voted on last, such that the proper motion would be to consider Mary's motion to limit the time for that executive session, and you need to take that up first before
Right.
the main motion of bans to go into executive
Right.
session. And that it would be out of order, once we pass it, motion to go into unlimited executive session to limit it. So I think what you said earlier was that Mary made a motion, it had not been seconded, there may be a second.
So we only have one motion on the floor.
Well, I think she moved to amend the main motion to limit the discussion of executive session to 20 minutes. It did not seem to get a second.
My motion is a second.
Second.
Okay, so we do have two motions on the
You
floor.
have an amendment to the main
Should
motion.
I understand it, I understand. We have two motions on the floor. We must take Mary's amended motion that we limited to our meeting to our executive session to 20 minutes.
Limited to 20 minutes. You should take a vote.
Thank you. Okay.
Whether or not to limit it to 20 minutes.
Okay. The motion on the floor, the substitute motion on the floor, is that we limit the executive session to 20 minutes. Are y'all ready for the question now? All those in favor? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Opposed? Thank you. Thank you very much. The question on the original motion is that we immediately go into executive session. Now, before I call for that motion, yes, go ahead. We have a question on the motion. Estella?
I'm just trying to stay clear, and because I still want the people to talk.
Okay. Estella has already put on the floor. Are you trying?
Legally get people who have come in from the public to come and talk on this, in this room, and to say what they want to say. How do you do that at this point?
There is no subject matter that you have and no agenda of a subject matter to be discussed. Now, you go into executive session, you may come out of executive session with some statement or some reason for having gone into executive session and be open again to anyone who can have whatever you want to do.
But there
You
is
can
no...
do that before you go into executive session or afterward. But the motion right now is to go into executive session.
And that's why I'm trying to not go into executive session at this time
Yes,
and have the people to speak.
that's right.
And there is no subject matter that I am aware of that these people want to speak on. So there's no subject
That's
matter.
correct.
Exactly.
Call for the question.
That's the point.
All right. All right, John, I saw your hand,
I'm a little confused
and I have a
as
question
to,
on you.
I'm a little confused as to there is no subject matter when I ask, respectfully ask, is personnel meeting concerning the city manager?
And I said
And you
yes, it
answered in the
was.
affirmative?
That's right.
So that is the subject matter.
Okay, then you.
That's the subject matter.
Get in the record.
I am still, I realize that we have a right to go directly into executive session. I realize that we have that right to go directly into executive session. We really don't have to have comments coming, but I agree that we have people here that want to talk, and that's why I was saying we could use 15 minutes for that particular phase and then go into a executive
Madam
session.
Mayor, Madam Mayor,
Yes.
perhaps I can shed some light on this. This is not just about the city manager. There's other personnel I would like to discuss in that, and there's no reason that anyone in this room other than this council should be in when we discuss those personnel.
Excuse me for getting up more here, but just to clarify, you indicated it was about the city manager, but I'm presuming we're not limiting it to being about the city manager. It's called simply for personnel.
Personnel action.
And that's what
He
we
asked
call it.
if, or were we going to have talked about the city manager, and I said yes.
And if you reference all of Thomas's statements on Monday, it was about a variety of personnel.
It is not solely about the city.
All right, you know, we're going to be here all day, and
Call for the
some of y'all
question.
called and said y'all want to have something, yes.
Madam Mayor, may I address the public?
Sure you can.
Okay. May I ask the citizens that have taken their time to come down here today, to go into the chambers and wait until this council decides what they're going to do? Because I think you over this a little bit. Can y'all do that, please?
Yeah.
Okay.
May I say something?
Call for the question.
For personnel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. All those against, please record these. Thank you. By name.
Full names.
Yes. Okay, so what we're going to ask if you please step across the hall.
May I say one thing?
Yeah, go right.
Y'all boss. Y'all may be her boss, but we are y'all boss. Remember that in your vote. And I will be back.
Yes.
We'll be back.
Parliamentary.
How would you do your job if your boss
So
is
the
kicking you?
questions that you
That's
are
why I told
asking
them
right
today,
now
I'm their
about all
boss.
this,
They
if
may
you
be
get them
her
out
boss, I'm their boss.
you'll get
I'm
your
gonna
answer.
address them today.
and it may prevail as it is right now. But I tell you this, when the council prevails, and there are another set of circumstances that will take place. One, Mrs. Tony worked under contract.
That's right.
Nobody has discussed that yet.
Not at all.
Now, in accordance with her contract, she has certain
Right.
protections, rights and all of that. So I would suggest if y'all want to have a conversation here, just go and have your conversation. But if they convene a meeting here, then everybody that is a citizen, raise your hand and speak. Say what you want to say.
I'ma say what I got.
And have another thing. They can't limit you.
No, they can't.
They can limit you in there, but if they
They can't
open
limit us
the meeting,
because we are the boss. Y'all better remember that.
Meeting in order to vote.
they gotta open the meeting in order.
In order to vote to remove her, and concerned citizens will get a chance to speak.
Amen.
Yeah.
So what you would suggest, when they get out of executive session,
Okay, here's the deal. If they convene a meeting to vote, they can't vote in there. That's number one. Okay, so if they convene a meeting, they gotta come out here and call this thing to order.
Okay.
When they call it to order, they're gonna open it up to the public. And everything that you need to say, you
I'm
can
gonna
say.
say it.
You see? So if I were you, I would just sit on all that until the time comes for you to speak.
Yeah, but
Because
we
they're not
wanna
going to let you speak in
No,
there.
I don't want to speak in it. I want to speak in it.
Well, this is the proper place to
That's
do
right.
it. And
When they put it on the agenda, that's what you're saying?
No.
They're not
They
doing
have announced this at some kind of meeting.
Yeah, they did. They put
They have
it in the
announced
paper.
it.
It was on the radio.
And I think I heard Tony say
Tony
that.
said he put it on, that's right, Mr. Hall, because he asked for the question, which they did, they couldn't deny that.
Yeah.
You know, that's why they're here.
Okay,
Personnel
well,
matters, you know.
yeah, but they can discuss prejudice. But you know, this is a special meeting.
That's right.
Because they don't normally meet on Wednesdays at 3 o'clock.
Thursday they meet. I know everything about it.
There's a problem now. On this thing, tape to the door says it's a workshop. Now they didn't got the tail in a sling at the police station seeing that video, but they said, well, it wasn't a meeting. One saying it was a briefing, and then one saying, well, all 5 people wasn't in the room at the same time, so they got the end of the tail in their sling about that. Which happened on a Sunday.
Listen, let me say this to you. Because, like I said, you have 2 attorneys out there. And the only way you can
One who's in
achieve,
training.
yeah, the only way you can achieve what you're trying to achieve is to stick to the issue.
Yeah.
Whatever they come out of there with, that will be the issue. One issue. One issue.
Tell us what the grounds are. They'll have to say so.
they'll have to tell us what the grounds are.
Well, you could ask for the ground.
That's what I would do.
Well, why would you give someone a 90-day probationary and then we get a call?
Ask them.
Those are the things that,
That's the thing
Any
that I
question
can't
that you
understand.
have.
90 days, and all of a sudden they want to pull that on.
That's the big question.
Yeah.
Right, that's the opportunity.
They didn't have the right to give a 90 days.
That
They
would
were
be my
just
question,
sitting.
that if they give her 90 days,
And then 90
and
days
wow,
they
all of a
up.
sudden,
That's right. And pass it around.
could I say one thing?
Run the city.
Could I say one thing, please? Because all of us are here, Mr. Tony, because all of us are here for the same identical thing. That's why we are here, to see, you know, for the city and to see what's going on. Reverend Brown, you are correct. Those questions, like he said, if they open it up, all those questions can be asked, and you can really drill it home. But all of us, anything that you want to ask, it'll be a formula meeting and all of this. I'm just trying to get a feel of you all while we got the camera, you know, say, well, you know, I'm here in support of this or one of those type of things. If we can do a little bit of that, I would appreciate it. Reverend Brown?
I think what we ought to do when we go back in there,
And sit down and be quiet.
this group ought to designate
Y'all, we can all sing together, but we cannot all talk together. Give the person who is speaking the respect. Thank
Nobody's
you.
trying to muzzle anybody.
Exactly. We're here for the same thing.
We need, though, to designate some persons who will talk, because they've already said that they're going to give us 3 minutes. Am I correct?
No, they said 15 minutes.
I mean, to talk.
Yeah, 15 minutes. But they can't give us that in here.
No,
We
I
can
know
talk
that.
until we
Going
talk,
back
get
into
finished.
other things.
See, if everybody knows the rule of the city,
So
then they can talk. And a lot of people don't know what they do.
The consensus of this group there is to all of us is to go back in.
Yeah, and then speak, everybody speak for
If they have
themselves.
something to say.
But we better go over a script, because the person we get to designate
I
to
ain't
speak
designating
may
nobody.
not say
What I want
what we
to
want to
say.
say. So we better go over a
Anybody
script
that
first.
wants to say something should be allowed to speak.
That's how I feel.
But tell me this, have they said what they were gonna do in their meeting?
They haven't said anything.
They're gonna have to say what they have to say to you.
It's all in the street, so why
I
they,
mean, everybody in here knows.
what they gonna do? If ain't nobody gonna know what's going on in there, they need to leave there now.
Y'all, please again, if I'm taping this really to show on the show professional, please just listen. Like she said, one person at a time. We can listen to what everybody got to say. Mr. Thornton.
Mr. Jones just said that they gotta come back in here, and we're gonna be addressing the questions. Mr. Jones said they gotta come back in here, have Cecil here, and we're gonna address the questions.
Ms. Thomas, coming back. Cliff.
I would say that you hear the rumors, but no one in city council have come out and said that we are discussing whether or not we're gonna let Rochelle, Tony go or whatever. So I'm saying, you know, what are you gonna address with nothing?
I have a question. Hi everyone, I'm Meredith with WSAV. I heard you say that none of the council members had actually told you what was going on today. So how did you figure out to come and organize yourselves?
Excuse us for 1 minute. This is not that kind of meeting where the media is actually invited. We're having a personal meeting amongst ourselves, so when we're ready to talk
I
to the
understand
media.
that, but I'm allowed to be in here just like you all are.
Yeah.
So,
She a citizen.
and I'm standing here, so I wanted to introduce myself.
Keep it straight.
Let me say this, Chester.
Wait a minute, Francis, hold on a minute. Please do that for me. Can I ask you a question? I'm Chester Dunham with the Dunham Report.
Hi.
And you're a citizen just like myself.
Yes.
And I would like to ask you, just like if we are here today, if somebody might call us and told us what was going on, you are the media, and did anybody call you all and tell y'all what was going on?
Well, we are always at city council meetings.
I understand that, but you want
But
city
this is
council
not a
meeting, but
meeting.
this is not, this is
Well,
a
we're-
private.
Yeah.
Like you asked the question, if you would be honest with me, then you can just say, well, somebody call us and let us know, because that's your duties and responsibilities, I know that. So if you would answer that question, that's all I'm asking.
Well, I don't want you guys to feel like we're attacking you.
I'm not feeling like you're attacking me.
We're actually here to support you.
Yeah.
We're trying to give you a
Because,
platform.
like you said, you know, the government works for the people, so.
That's right, and we are their boss.
Either work
So I just
for them
wanted
or
to-
work against them.
So
The
how
citizen.
did you know to come today
So
if
then
you
it's back to
go
ask your question.
tomorrow?
What was that? I'm sorry.
How did you know to come today if the meeting is tomorrow?
We were constantly in touch with the city managers, and when there's any sort of.
So someone called you?
No, we called them today and just asked what was going on. They said they would be discussing all sorts of personnel issues, so that's why we're here.
Okay, let me say one thing, y'all, please. And I'm not calling you, saying that you're not telling the truth, but I know, and these folks here know, that it was just an accident y'all got here. Somebody called y'all because y'all, they keep in touch with you. They opened media, they opened blog, with meetings and this sort of stuff. So somebody just called and said, something.
And that may very well happen. She I also worked with her. She wouldn't have taken that. So I'm not saying that we didn't. I just know that
somebody from the station found out. Right?
Sure, we have sources for information just like any news organization.
Hello, we need to be in there sitting down listening.
They ain't opened up the door yet. They must be in.
See, the only rule that we can play, and I'm stopping short.
He can do it out here.
Because I don't have another word that I can use in the word intimidation. You say, we are here to intimidate. That's why everybody in this room.
That's right, that's where we come from.
A lot of us didn't get a call until 2:30.
Amen.
Yeah, a lot of us didn't get a call until 2:30.
That's right.
I've been on this thing since 8 o'clock this morning.
I've been on this at 12 last night.
Called me and told me about it. But I want you to keep in your mind how hard you fought.
Yeah, that's right.
For that office. To have somebody just take it away. Without a fight.
Exactly.
Let me ask, if they take it away, you can rest assured who is going to be in there.
I'm coming to you, Hunter. Let me ask you. Alicia Blakely with the National Action Network. Alicia.
Yes.
Why are you there?
I'm here in support of Rochelle Small-Toney because a motion was put on the floor for her to have 90 days to prove herself. It hasn't even been 60 days.
Exactly.
So, not even 30, exactly. So, they're not doing what they said they were going to do originally. Now, at the end of the 90 days, you look at her report card.
Exactly.
And if her report card shows that she has done what she's supposed to do, then she should have a right to stay in that office. But if her report card does not show that, then you do what you're supposed to do. That shows that she's competent or incompetent. But right now, what they're doing is dead wrong. In my opinion, somebody, now y'all can take it how you want to take it, I'm going to say it like I'm saying it. Somebody is calling in a favor.
All right. Amen. Say it again.
Somebody calling in a favor on something that was done, might have been before the election or something. But if you're going to do one thing, follow protocol and do what you're supposed to do. If you told the citizens that you were going to give her 90 days, I don't give a doggone how much you like her, how much you hate her, whatever. Give her what you said you was going to give her, and that's 90 days.
Thank you. We're going to come to Mr. Thornton, then we're going to come to you, Hunter. Mr. Thornton?
There's a personal vendetta in this problem.
Exactly.
Yes, it is. Personal vendetta. And somebody wants to put against this lady. How much money has been misappropriated? None.
None.
You got something about
You can't say it but Michael Brown.
That's what I'm asking you, Reverend Brown. What are the grounds?
Say something. This baby said. I think her statement was that she wants to know, I think basically what you said, what are the charges?
What the grounds are.
I would stop short of raising that question over there because, or in here, because you would give them an opportunity, see, to state all this mess that the Savannah Morning News has been printing. I think our argument is this. The city council made the community a promise.
Yes.
And I would stop short of using Rochelle's name. Don't call her name.
City manager.
Give the city, give this community a promise. And to Rochelle. The promise was, you got 6 months. It's 6 or 9.
90 days.
90 days. You got 90 days.
3 months.
3 months. 3 months. Now, why all of a sudden? What is the straw that broke the camel's back?
Right, exactly. Right.
They're going to address, they will address that they did not say she had 90 days. Throw in a technicality and say that it was said up to 90 days. But still, just be aware that so when we think you can.
You have anything else you want to say now while you're talking about?
No, but this needs to be fair and right. And this is not fair and it's not right.
Thank you.
I think we're all on the same page with that 90 days and certain things.
But where did the
I think you can use it. And we don't have to use that up to. I'm just saying, when they responded to you, can do that. We stick with, I think we're right to stick with, we heard 90 days.
Exactly. We can use the term specified amount of time.
Well, you know what I want to say? Ever since she took office, or started to take office, it's been a witch hunt. You know, it's been the same thing. I put on the level of President Barack Obama.
That's right.
Because it's the same old thing, throw the rock and hide your hand. And use who you can to do what you want to do, but don't bring yourself out of the open so people can know who really running things.
But one of the problems with the present city manager is this, two problems, black and female.
That's it. Key. Female.
Any of you who has worked with white men. Do you all remember this thing about the angry white man? Remember that?
That's what we got.
That's what we got.
Yeah, just about this. Traditionally, white men don't want to take orders.
From the black one, that's it.
Black folk.
Now, you got a black woman.
And city, that's even worse.
The team is in this thing.
And that's Saturday, that's the thing.
It's not an accident that the new city attorney is Brooke Stillwell.
Okay.
And that Brooke Stillwell comes from Hunter McLean. And Hunter McLean is the biggest donor for the chamber.
Come on.
It's not an accident that Michael Brown is back in the city because he had to come back because his wife was ill and he's looking for a job.
Stop. Come on.
And stop that.
Just for a minute. Now, a lot of you who were in here was out there fighting just...
Man, you need to come in here.
Let me say this. What I'm saying is that a lot of you are in here was with the fight when we was trying to do that. Now, somebody just said a few minutes ago, it was us as a community, but a special group that got out there and pushed hard to make things happen. We push hard with the president, the former city manager, hard and pressure to say hire Lovett as the chief of police. We didn't want you to push just somebody who had all of the experience and everything else. But aside from that, it was this community. Even county commissioners said, Mr. Dunham said, it seems like y'all as a whole, in a sense, were saying it was just black folks. But what we did is we got information and we got petition from all over the city, white as well as black. And when they saw that, and we applied the pressure, they knew that this whole city was behind us. He changed his mind and he became city manager. Okay, just one second. Okay, let me say one other thing, and I'm ready. And that's what made him become police chief. And then the same thing, it was the same thing that we turned around again and did the same thing with the city manager. Okay, now
we got a bit of good news.
Okay, listen to me very carefully. I don't know how weighty this is, and I don't know if it's just a moment in time. The van just left the building.
Which means that he lost one vote.
If he doesn't come back. Now, he may have obligations at the county that he had to go and
his obligation is here first.
But they're in executive session discussing one of the weightiest matters in this city's history. Okay? And he's going down the street. Now, whether he went to put money in the meter or went to another place, our hope, of course, is that he went and decided he's going to be absent.
He's going to be absent.
But it could be anything. But the fact of the matter, is he's left. Now, what we've got to do is simply resolve. I know where I'm parked, I will have tickets when I get back.
I will too.
So we just need to resolve to be here.
Exactly.
Okay?
If everybody leaves, Francis Ray Johnson.
Sometimes tenacity wins by itself. So let's resolve to be here. The point I would make, and I was listening to everybody talk, is why would a city as large and as important as Savannah. And its central executive officer, the city manager, be put in this position overnight. Okay? The city is not aware of what's happening.
No.
The constituency has not been given an opportunity to respond reasonably, and only those few people who were able to glean from some inside track that this is going on were able to come at this moment. A matter like this, a weighty matter like this should only be done with 30 days notice.
Amen.
At a minimum.
She had 90 days.
They have made some procedural errors already. They took a motion and they voted to go into executive session. That is a breach on its own face.
That's right.
They cannot vote on anything other than
That's right.
That's what the people say.
Well, that's the rule.
That's the rule.
And that's the first mistake they made.
But there should be, even if it's procedurally all right,
It's not right.
it's not fair
No.
to remove the highest executive officer from the city with less than 24-hour notice to the constituents. Because other people might want to weigh in.
I think they are aware of that. They have Blackburn in there, and they have the new person who will be city attorney.
Still
Brooks.
And they will advise them. Now, I told the city manager this morning that she needs legal aid, legal help.
Exactly.
And what she needs to do is to go back and read again her contract, what her contract says. Because I understand that the city would be obligated to pay her severance pay, which would amount to a substantial amount of money.
That's right.
However, I understand that something can be done in there to where they ask her to resign.
She ain't gonna do that.
And she doesn't.
She said she's not.
Then she stands to lose a substantial amount.
Oh, yeah, if she resigns, yes.
No, only if
She gets consent and resign, she loses everything.
Excuse me. Only if she's dismissed for cause does she lose everything.
Yeah, she's dismissed.
Okay?
They don't have
But
a
if they simply vote her out, okay?
That's what she does for us.
Reverend Small, you made one statement, and I want to follow up on that. And that is, you said that you was talking about it might have been you, Reverend Brown, was saying that the city of the elected officials, if it deals with an illegal lawsuit or illegal dismissal or whatever, those type of things, then the city or what have you will have to pay certain things. But bottom line is, I want the listening audience to know that those individuals who make a decision over there will not have to pay near and down. It will come from the taxpayers throughout the city if something illegal is done and we have to pick up the tab. So it's just not those few 9 folks.
They don't pay, no, they don't pay our tax money.
People to know that.
That's why, Chester, I said before I left out the room, you may be her boss, but we are your boss.
That's true.
And we are. Maybe y'all don't know, but I know that I'm aware today.
Now let me say one other thing, and this is to go on record, and I want everybody to know this. We have 9 council members. The mayor is a council person. She has the title of the mayor. Then we have 2 at large. Now let's take it this way. The voters in Chatham County, the registered voters in Chatham County, I think it's about 58,000 or something, fraction thereof, registered voters in the city. Okay, that means that we have at least 55, 56% African American. It means that the mayor and the 2 seat at large, African American people put them in those positions. You better believe it. You take the 1st district, which is Mr. Johnson's district. It is percentage-wise, it must be 68, 70% African American in that first district. The second district is Osborne district, and the same thing, the percentage is high up, African American. The third district, the same figures, the percentage is high among African Americans. Now the fourth district, the percentage is high among whites. And the fifth district and the seventh district. The fifth district is predominant black. You have the seventh
in Paradise Park is white. I've been out there.
I'm just trying to point out on city council. It can be the chamber folks, it can be people with money, it can be people that we don't know about pushing a button here and saying we want you to do this or we want you to do that because we did this or we did that. But the bottom line, you all put them there. You can take them out. I want to make sure we understand that.
You ready? Everybody ready? Yes. Okay. No? On information from credible sources, we were made aware less than 24 hours ago that the city manager's resignation had been requested. The meeting that was called today at 3 o'clock, we decided that as many of us as knew and were concerned would come out. We're here in support of the city manager and against this process as it's being done at this point.
What do you think of this process right now? I know that John Hall said he felt like 6 council members were chopping their legs off.
That's right.
Well, here's the matter. There is a procedure, and we believe that it's being breached based on our reading of the city ordinances.
Yeah, you know, and that's just where it's at. In other words, since we are here in support of the city manager, we want the process to go as it should go. And so far, we really do not know what is happening behind those doors. We came here because it was announced that at 3 o'clock they'll be discussing the city manager and some other things in executive session.
You're very familiar with it. You've been
well, so far.
And I'm familiar with it.
So far, nothing has.
Let me say this.
Nothing
They are her boss, but we are her. We are the citizens.
So what we want to do now, instead of just hanging around here all day, some of us got to leave. So those of us that got to leave will be leaving, but we have asked that we be notified whenever this matter comes again. Right. So you could help us with that. We want to know, so we will be here in focus. That's all we need.
And we literally do not believe that the public has had reasonable notice on a matter of this magnitude. This is the chief executive officer for city manager type government. And for this to be taking place with less than 24-hour notice, we think is out of order. It might be legal. It might be legal, but it sure ain't right.
Thank all of you for waiting for the session. We realized that it went longer than what we thought it was going to be, but that's all right. We've been having a very long session. Tony Thomas had to leave to go out of town. Tom Bado had to leave as well. But it is very important that we have to hear from you. You've waited. Been very patient with the process. I lost my thought. As all of you know, that's okay. As all of you know, this meeting was called for several purposes earlier today, all related to personnel. As a result of what we've been having, I talked with the city manager and asked for her resignation on yesterday. I informed the council regarding this on today. What we're going to do, the council has discussed all of this. Because this is just a special meeting, we cannot take any kind of action on anything today. By law, we cannot do that. But you have been so patient in waiting I said, we're going to do 30 minutes of public comments. This is something that does not have to be done, but we're going to do it because we need to hear a public comments. Van will be doing the timing. That will give us approximately 10 people talking for that 30 minutes. On Thursday morning, we will have a special meeting of council, which is Thursday, is our regular meeting. But if y'all will let me finish, I got it. We will have a special meeting of council in reference to the city manager's tenure. This meeting will begin at 10 o'clock a.m. We will allow 1 hour for public comments. Each person will be allowed 3 minutes, and we will have a sign-in sheet for you. So if you cannot attend on Thursday, you do have an opportunity if you would like to make comments at this time. So if there are people that want to make comments, we will take you one by one.
Mr. Mayor, elected officials, I'm Alicia Blakely, the president of the Hispanic chapter of the National Action Network, founded by the Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton. And I'm here also as a concerned citizen. I'm here asking the question, why all of a sudden are you, Mayor Edna Jackson, asking for her resignation when I remember looking at a city council meeting when you all said she would get at least 90 days.
Good evening. My name is Chester Dunham, and I wear many hats, but the hat that I'm wearing this afternoon, it is president of the A. Randolph Institute fighting for justice and working for equality. That's the reason, that's the only reason I'm here. I got a call yesterday afternoon on my way from Atlanta, and somebody mentioned to me about Mr. Stillman and being hired by city council. They went into detail. This was a report, and I didn't want to discuss too much. I picked them back and forth. I said, yes, I know Mr. Stillman, and I know, this thing and that thing, but I don't want to go no further with it. Now this morning, I got another call on my way from Atlanta that this meeting here was going to take place. And I'm here to say this. I'm looking at city council, and I work hard in this community. I'm not just, I pay taxes on a good bit of properties. I pay a lot of taxes.
I do too.
And I hope you all do. And I speak out for justice. I look at the city council, and I've been involved in the political arena for a long time. Work hard to try to get certain people elected. If I think it's the right person, I get behind them 100% and do that. Only thing I ask in return is to be fair. I don't ask for no favors. Be fair. Justice. That's what I'm saying to the city council. I'm looking at city council now. We brag going to the town, different places, that we have a council that the majority now is female. A council with, it's nothing to brag about, but the mix of the council, the way they look, diversity. What I'm saying to you this afternoon, when I heard about this right here, and Ms. Tony, and I look at records, I look at things, search things, and do a lot of things. And to see the achievement that was done since this young lady been here as an assistant and then as city manager.
Amen.
And to see it, it irks me. To pick up a newspaper and see nitpicking.
That's right. Tell it,
it hurts me. And the big picture here, this is the big picture, but I'm telling you all, I hope, I'm pointing fingers, but I hope y'all make the right decision.
Amen.
Right. Because this community,
yes, sir.
Savannah is not sleeping.
No, we're not.
We will wake everybody up.
That's right.
What we want now is justice.
That's right.
Wait.
Now, please.
Now let justice roll down like water. And righteousness like a mighty stream. That's all we're asking. Thank you.
Right.
Mr. Mayor, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Rochelle. I have
believe in justice. And I don't think Ms. Tony has been treated with justice.
That's right.
I've heard rumors. I don't like to deal with rumors and innuendos, but I do my research, and I remember a cliche where there's fire, smoke is fire. And those people, if those people are guilty of anything, then that'll rest upon their conscience. Because keep one thing in mind, you reap what you sow.
That's right.
God sees everything. He never sleeps, not something. There's a funny thing about human personality is that when you do well, people, as Jesus said, the prophet is without arms in his own country. And when you do well, people seem not to give you the compliments that you deserve. Now this young lady balanced that budget, right? 3.8 or 5.8 surplus. I called her, commended her for that. Funny thing, you don't have to think about that, but same little thing. And I guarantee you, a lot of this foolishness, she'll be right now be doing the city's business.
That's
and
right.
We're wasting our time down here all day long.
That's right.
On something that said, okay, Miss Tony, this is what you must do. And I hope that we do not have outside forces putting pressure on anyone to do what's wrong. You got to live with yourself. And with that, I ask you to be faithful. Be fair in your judgment, because remember, God sees everything.
Are there any other comments coming from council at this time? Thank you, and we will see you on next week, Thursday, at 10 o'clock in the morning. Thank you very much for coming.
That was very gracious of you.
Good job.
Very great.
Yeah.
Congressman, I got a promotion.
You got a promotion. All the way, second district, which is our district right now. But y'all had a long day in session. Would you tell us, what kind of all went on today?
Well, as you know, as the mayor said already, much of our discussion was in executive session, and because it was executive session and personnel, there's only so much I cannot say, and I think you can respect that. Now, what needs to happen is that I think the people that came here today made the statement very, very clear. Let's provide an opportunity for the city manager to get it right and not react to the media, because that's been a media blitz against her.
Tony?
Yeah.
But you're representative from the 6th District.
That's correct.
Tell us what went on.
Well, I mean, I can't go into much detail because it was an executive session. The council took an executive session to deliberate over action or possible action regarding the city manager and other personnel.
Talking to the mayor, and tell us a little bit about the special session that y'all had today.
The special session was held to talk about continuing the city manager.
That's what it was called.
That's right.
Again, let me ask you something.
And also to talk about other issues that pertain to personnel.
Okay, let me ask you something, because it seems like, you know, I see the paper, in their opinion, which they get about with a lot of things when they're voicing their opinion, because they can say anything, but that was just my opinion. But a lot of times, those things can lead to other things. It leads to other things. A lot of people sometimes come up to me and say, well, I saw it in the paper, I saw this or that. Like it's God put the stamp on it. And it's
there are facts, and I am not going to bring that out in the public. That is between Rochelle and the city council.
That's what it should be.
That's right.
We're saying that we just want the right thing to be done. Dunham, and today I'm representing the Nation of Randolph Institute, and this announcement, what we're calling you all for, is that we had a rally scheduled for 4 o'clock this afternoon in Johnson Square. We may still have the rally, because people may still come, but we wanted to make sure that we want to make this announcement because certain things happened prior to what we are doing here. And one of the main things is that we were here in support of Rochelle, our city manager. And it's not only because of Rochelle, if it was any city manager, we are here for justice. We have done a lot of research, and we have found a lot of things that's going on that is unfair. And to tell you the truth, she is being railroaded. So what we wanted to do is to tell the overall community what's going on with facts. No fiction, no guess, facts is what we have. And that's what we want to share. And that's what we still would share if people come out this afternoon. But we wanted to let them know one of our main reasons why we are here is that we find out that reliable sources that we have, that Rochelle is really going to turn in her resignation today. In other words, today will be her, I guess, last day. Before 5 o'clock this afternoon, if it hadn't already happened, it's going to happen. And so that's the reason why we are here, to make sure that people know, because that's one of the main reasons why we were here to schedule the rally. But we still will deal with the rally. If people are here, we'll still be here to make sure that we give them that information. We are here, we have several groups that is a part of us, several groups. And it's groups that's working throughout this community. One of the key things that we're dealing with is that overall audit, the purchasing department. This is where they got all of this problem with dealing with the purchasing department. Not just a few months, but we want to go back. See how this purchasing department all the way up to this present time. We want to do some research in that. We want to demand this one we can look at it. Because with all of these information, they just put in the paper and send it out there. We don't have to see this. This is what we request. Another thing is the HR, which is dealing with people being hired, and we're hearing a lot of talk about various individuals saying about the way they were mistreated or demoted and being treated and a lot of other kind of things. We want that information to make sure, because something's happening here with various elected officials. Don't understand, seem like their duties and responsibility. They're micromanaging things and this sort of thing. And this is something that we want to get to the bottom of. We don't want to have another school board like our school board was a few years ago. We don't want to have this at City Hall. Make sure.
I wanted to ask you though, when you look at everything combined, I mean, the mayor and Van Johnson both supported her wholeheartedly and gave her a chance. That's what they're saying. And they said that if you look at everything and all the things that have come out as far as employees being upset and this and that, and the operations and finance department or the purchasing department, aren't they entitled to have the opinion that maybe things aren't running the way they want it to run?
This is why we want to get to the bottom of all of this. This is Van Johnson and Edna talking. You know, this again is the opinion of speculation and all this kind of stuff. Yes, they voted for Rochelle, sort of a shaky support and this and that, because we was at on the top of all of this. But what I'm saying, if you force somebody, be like the other city council members, the 3, that is solid, dealing with facts. Be like them. Make sure that every screw is overturned to make sure the facts are there. That's the reason why we are on the top of this. Now we knew that. I can call names. We knew that, and they was adamant about it, and they spoke the truth. And we knew that Ms. Sprigg, in the first place, was not in favor of Senator Rochelle. And then again, we knew that Tony Thomas was not. They lost their opinion. We knew that Felsen when he was here, and we knew that. And we knew right now.
What about Tom Bordeaux?
Well, definitely not.
He was sent from Oscar
Tom Bordeaux. Yes, right. We heard about this too. That he was sent here, and that's another thing. And that's another thing. People need to know this, because he can be one on the shaky list. Because if he noticed the count, minority folks put him there. Minority people voted him in.
And we're gonna vote him out.
And then to turn around and make this statement, we know it's the truth because it comes from too many sources. To make this statement, said that he came from Osney Park, as she said, that some good white folks.
Yes.
Now he made these statements. Some good white folks sent him to City Hall, to whatever mess it is, to straighten it out, and told the city manager, and you are the mess.
You heard him say that?
I hadn't heard it. I said speculation. People said
I know, but you put that out there, it makes it sound like he said that if you don't know he said that.
See what I'm saying? Again, that's why I made sure what I said. I made sure of that. Just like the news.
You know Tom Bordeaux as well as I know Tom Bordeaux. You think he would say that?
Sure I know it. I couldn't believe he said that. Too many people said it. This is what they said.
Let me say something.
Here, give me a check.
Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through, just an old sweet song